Okay, Josh, this is Gypsy. She is a Rottweiler, and her owner is a very experienced Rottweiler owner her whole life, and she said Gypsy is by far the wildest one she's ever had.
Oh, really?
Yes. The non-stop jumping, no boundaries with the other dogs. Although friendly and playful, they don't like it, especially Capone. I'm getting to the major issues, but counter surfing, even though her owner will hide something in the way back far corner of the counter, she will find a way to get it. She'll jump up on the counter and get it. Mouthing, really heavy mouthing, like you can't really pet her. Some of the bigger issues are she runs away and will not come back. They've had to take the ranger out on the fields to go try to find her. And a side effect of that is when they do find her, they reach for her collar. So now getting that collar on her was a nightmare, actually.
Is she biting?
No, she's not biting. She'll dodge her head every which way and like try to dodge you. Her owner struggled to even get the leash on because she's just dodging. She's so suspicious that they're gonna grab her and bring her in.
She's not a follower at all.
No, she wants to do her
thing.
own thing. So we met at Katrina's house, which she had never been. And she didn't even care about me at all. They were shocked that she wasn't like jumping all over me, but they said it was because she's in a new place. Non-stop sniffing, exploring,
What's the
totally
age?
distracted. I know she's over a year. I'm not sure
Over
the
a year,
exact
okay.
age. She's over a year.
But she's not too.
Chewing everything, chewed the car, really, just very sweet, but doesn't listen at all. And owner's really struggling with a dog who is not listening, running away, jumping, counter surfing. Her name is Gypsy. Again, they're pretty experienced Rottie owners. Capone is in the family.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't like when
And so is he tolerant?
he is tolerant, but she jumps all over him. She paws at him. He doesn't like it.
Right. And he's getting older too. He doesn't want that.
No, he doesn't want that. She's to me, she seemed like, I don't want to say aloof, but like just really more concerned about the environment than any people.
But what about dogs, other than the one she knows?
She's just really rambunctious.
Okay.
At the drop off, Katrina had her dog out, Rumble, and they played.
Okay.
They played, but she can get pretty inappropriate.
Let's start with the recall.
Which she clearly does not have.
Gypsy, come here. That's a good girl. Wow, that's amazing. Come here, Gypsy. That's amazing. Yeah, good girl. Amazing. It's good to see you. How are you today? Beauty, always a beauty, aren't
You think she's a full Rottie?
it does look a little,
Doberman.
something looks a little,
Something about her eyes and her nose has like Doberman vibes.
yeah, there's something longer about it. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Usually I think it's flatter and wider for the,
And maybe it's because I've been staring at Zeus's head.
maybe it's, it could be like, that's what I'm saying, like, this guy almost looks like a lab face.
I know.
Compared to Zeus's.
I think there's something else in there, and her owner does too.
Yeah.
She just had a litter of puppies.
Good.
Josh, she just had a litter of puppies 6 months ago. Only one survived out of 9.
What happened?
I don't remember. I can't remember what she told me. But
This is good. This
one
is-
survived out of 9. She's since been spayed.
Oh, that's nice. Honey, we're bonding. Good girl. I can't believe you had kids. I had kids.
And only one survived.
Yeah. Does he stay here?
Everything is Rottie except her face. It's so interesting.
You are a good girl. Yes, this position I'm in is not smart. Should not be mimicked, I should say.
No.
I'm doing it intentionally. I know it's vulnerable for me. Good.
And thank goodness for the tie back in the car because when I opened up that trunk, she was flying
Gypsy.
out.
Gypsy. Hi. Break.
Yay!
Wow.
Gypsy! She's like, whoa, what is this place?
Whoa!
Her owner bought an e-collar from us, I don't know, a year ago. but never
What we
used
got here?
it.
What we got here?
Never used
What
it.
do we got here? Good. I'm just checking the app, girl.
She definitely does not want a leash or a collar put on her at all. At all. Like, it's one of the worst I've ever seen.
Alright,
So I know you'll work with that.
yeah. Well, totally. Here's the leash. Sometimes you find avenues of the struggle and you can find a way to go after that, but also get the relationship right. That's what it's all about. There's not enough balance. In the hierarchy, we always have to keep the proper amount of trust and respect at any given time so that when we need something from our dog, they'll listen. You know, if we're lacking a little bit of each and we don't have enough for the time, the dog doesn't trust us enough because we haven't clarified things, we haven't cleaned things up, they get suspicious. The dog doesn't respect us enough, they're not listening when they don't want to. You know what I mean? So we have to have certain experiences. So that's what I'm going after. I had a nice brief call with her. Now I'll present something that she struggles with and see if she can learn to trust me a little bit and also respect me enough to try what I'm saying. Okay. It's okay, I'm not going to do that. Good.
You can see how bad it is. See how quickly she learns that tone recall? And I know that's been created by reaching out and grabbing her when she's in a...
That's going to turn into bites.
Yes,
If there's any more-
absolutely.
'cause all it is like pressure in the situation. If it becomes more, pressure on her where she feels nervous and scared, maybe it's somebody she doesn't know, or maybe something. That's just going to build and it's going to turn into a snap naturally. And then if the snap works, it becomes something in the arsenal to use. And so, by the time she's a full-blown adult, she could be a biter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she's already mouthy.
She's already mouth.
Like many bodies
Once
are.
she clicks the two,
Yep.
it'll happen. And,
Yeah.
so we don't know her age, but she's young.
Yeah.
She's over a year, but
Yes.
she's young. Good. That's nice. Look, she wants this. She's starting to enjoy my relationship already with her because it's going to make her feel safe. But I'm going to push her a little bit because I need her. This is a bad superstition or a bad reaction
Right.
to this.
Because it means her freedom is over.
Look, so she's got, look, hey, it's okay. But I don't do that, well, so, unless we're in an emergency, which sometimes we are, and you just have to do what you gotta do to get that on the dog. The proper way is for the dog to be part of the process of putting it on. There's a level of compliance, there's a level of consensualness to it. And we do this with the dog, but they'll deny us. They'll deny us the leash, but we'll keep saying, well, put the leash on if you want to get out of the situation. Now I'm going to keep asking, and we're not going to the next thing until you put the leash on. And if you give me attitude, I'll correct it, right? But if you put your head in that slip lead, I love you, right? Good job. But also they learn that we don't over-control our dogs. Like I don't have to choke my dog up on a leash when they walk. And they have enough of a good relationship and education by the end that they have freedom, right? So they're okay. Once she realizes how I use this, she'll be totally fine with putting it on. Right? But it's probably been in emergencies. And that
Quick grab her.
And that leaves that association. So literally, associations work like this. As soon as she sees this, she'll go back to that panic that she was in the moment that created it.
Yes.
And then she'll get stuck on that loop and not even know why she's reacting that way. And if we do that with just a handful of common situations, like going out the door, things like this, we have a mess. We can't live with them. So, that's just what I'm seeing so far. But look, I see a dog who's needing to be led. Means we have to take control. We have to give her these situations so that she decides she wants to listen to us, and that's really the trick. Good. Okay, good. She feels amazing.
Yeah, because if you think about it, she's probably having the time of her life, running the fields. You've been to that farm, running around, and then somebody comes and grabs her and puts a leash on her, and it's all ends.
Okay. Yes.
And they're probably upset, like Gypsy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the whole thing, and that's what happens when we're learning, when the dog's learning. When the dog's getting bad, out of control situations often because they don't listen, right? So it's like once a month or once a week, the dog's out the door, the dog's getting into a fight, or the dog's doing this, or the dog's on the counter. If you live like that for a year, these things are pretty ingrained. They know what they're doing. They're like, now, when I'm in the kitchen, I like to jump on counters.
Yeah.
When I'm outside, I like to run away from people. When I see dogs, I like to
play too rough, and then eventually that might turn into something else once hormones hit, right? And once the dogs that she's playing with is trying to use her as a resource, what's she gonna do when she starts to when somebody tries to hump her? You know
Yeah, because she's already had babies.
We're just looking at
So she told me that's what
happening, right? I guess I'm just talking about the temperament of her.
Yeah.
And then also her already had, she kind of showed up with some baggage here.
Yeah.
She's already got some pretty bad situations. This is sending her into flight. But what if flight doesn't work and she's in a little bit more of a high pressure situation? Probably going to be bite given the breed.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
the brain just goes, "Boop,"
Yep.
and then she's not home anymore, and we have ourselves a problem.
Yep. Wow.
But I'm getting she says, oh, I like how you do it, right? Like, because it's not. But in an emergency nowadays.
Wow.
That's amazing. Getting over our fears. That's amazing. Like she took my scent. You're seeing everything, right?
Yes, I am.
So now she says, let me smell you again. You're my guy.
Oh my God.
I like, so she's like, you're the one. So she's choosing me, right? And then I'll also have the other dogs here show her that I can control them and her, and then she'll say, oh, this guy's the leader. And then from there, it gets so much easier, right? And we just have to we do have work to do to teach her stuff, but then she sees me as leader, it's easier. Like, what I love about her in this situation, she was so obvious about what dogs normally do, but she was so over the top, you could see. They usually take a scent and they say, I remember this guy, and move a little closer usually.
Yeah.
Wow. Good. So now we have a bond. She knows I'm looking out for her. I can correct her, but I'm looking out for her, right? And that's trust and respect. Right?
What a good girl.
Good. Now I'm going to use this relationship in some of the training that we're doing, and we're going to put ourselves in a situation right now. We're going to have dogs come out, and that's going to change the dynamic of the room. Because now dogs naturally want to talk about hierarchy, or that maybe she's just going to get excited, whatever happens, happens. And I have to be there to show her that I can keep her away from those dogs, because they're my dogs, and I can also calm those dogs down and keep them away from her. That usually sends the message that I'm the leader. Good. Now, when they see you as potential leader, they don't have to do what she just did. They can say, well, if everyone says you're the leader around here, let's fight. Because I want to be. And that's another pathway a dog could go down. She didn't choose that one. She clearly said, right? I need somebody to help me out around here. Okay, good. She's laying on. That's good. That's a good start. Okay. Good. Doesn't mean the brain won't react like that tomorrow or something, but after a handful of experiences, it will go away. We will override it and have a new association. It'll be replaced, right? To some degree. If she's back in a situation, the same exact people, the same exact situation, the brain might recognize that and say, flight. But good. I'm not going to play with this too much more. I just want to see if there's anything here. Is she standing?
That's so much better than before. Oh my gosh.
That's a good start. We're just getting to know each other.
Cool.
Yeah, but we're going to get a dog in here. Let's start with maybe Izzy or something like that.
Okay.
I'm going to claim Izzy first. Hi, Izzy. How are you? Izzy's right here. Good. Claim Izzy first. Good. Now you might say, oh yes, that's going to be controversial because you just made her trust you. She does trust me, but this is a resource, and as leader, I can say, no, I want this. Which will result with, she'll leave everything alone. Good girl. Because if she accepts me as leader, she'll let me have first access. And she's waiting. If this was food, she'd be waiting, right? Good. And I can tell her when she can come over. Now, she's very exaggerated. She's doing everything so perfectly. She's a great example of what happens on a regular when we're working with dogs here. But she's just so good to watch because a lot of dogs are kind of not as obvious with the way they're feeling, So this is very obvious. So she came over to the resource, gave her a little correction and sent her away. She went away. She laid down. I said, good. I went to the resource, which is just something you want, something she wants or needs. Could have been food, a person, a ball, a dog, whatever. It happens to be Izzy. So in our relationship so far, we did the recall. We seen what she did there. That was an amazing moment there. And then I claimed something highly valuable. And she's okay with it. And now I'll show her that I can release her and she can interact with Izzy. All right? And then we'll do another dog with a different, and then soon it'll be in our relationship dynamic. This is the beauty of this, of using the relationship like this. When she sees me as leader and I can maintain that, she'll see the things that she wants in her environment, and she'll sit back like she is right now, and she'll let me have first access. So if she sees something she wants, like a squirrel or a person or somebody out, anything, she won't just run after it and react to it. She'll passively stay back and look at me to see my direction. Okay? And then that's what makes everything look magical and beautiful, is that you see the dog shift where they are in hierarchy. Instead of being the leader and choosing and not really being able to handle it and making really bad choices, they step behind a human leader and they literally decide to follow them. And so now we see it looks like magic, right? It can look like, wow, what's happening? She just decided that she's going to listen, okay? And now the important things are, do you listen when there's high values in the environment, a dog, food, people, the real stuff that we're going to have problems with, wild animals, stuff like that, okay? Let's get another, let me release her first, and then we'll get the rest of the dogs in here. Gypsy, break.
Yeah, Gypsy. She doesn't know what that means because she's never been held in command.
Come here, Gypsy, good.
Break.
That's good. You're good. I'll help her out. Break, come on. Come on. That's good. Yeah. This is her first time anything like this. And, this happens in the pack when they're among their own. They will do this over resources, that's anything they want, even a spot that they want to lay down or something, right? And then they can learn how to get through conflict. If I say no, how to get out of it? Submission. Submission is just listening to my authority, just letting it go and just listening. That's a place that she can learn to live in, which makes life great for her and the owners. Good girl. We all know what it feels like when a dog's giving us attitude. You can feel it, and you're like, well, this dog doesn't feel good. It's like, oh, she's just giving me attitude. She's living disrespectfully with you. When you learn how to correct that properly, and then reward when they're following and they're in the right mentality, which is what we call state of mind training, then you get a dog who carries that calm and submissive state, and they just follow you, right? If you feel them slip out of it and they start to go into bragging time, we can literally just correct that. Don't act that way, okay? And that's what keeps them in that follow, right? Good. Okay. Come on, great. That's right. It's good. It's good.
Oh my gosh.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's real good.
She didn't like that. Could you feel it?
Oh yeah.
The closed mouth,
That's a bite.
the stare at Izzy, could have been her saying, Josh is mine, get away from him.
100%. Why would she do that would be on the resource. And now the next thing in our relationship is for her to realize if she does that, she's in trouble with me because I don't like to be claimed, because I'm the leader, right? And I can say, don't claim me, go, right? And that's important. Right?
The closed mouth is a given.
Usually.
And you could just feel it.
That triggers it. See?
So interesting.
Dominance. And
Yeah.
I wonder how she'll act with Wiggins, but she knows she
Yep,
can see
look at
hers
that,
is
look at
better.
that. Head over the
Yeah,
shoulders. It's so classic.
But she looks at me, look,
Look, now
so
she's leaning into you.
she says, I'm below you, Josh. Cool, but I'm not below her. She's gonna learn in my pack, we don't talk to other dogs like that at all. So she wants me, right? So it's just, but it's important, so you can see that,
Yes.
right?
And I can feel it.
If you can't see it, we lived in that, I let that breathe for a minute.
Yeah, I felt it. I felt it.
I was waiting to see, like, what's this gonna be? And then I said, Izzy, go, so I could show her that I can tell the dog to go.
There's another look.
Yeah. I want her. No.
She's thinking about telling Izzy to.
Just take a hike.
Yep.
100%. Now listen, Izzy's a female.
Yep, so it's a competition.
Right? Maybe she's different with a male. Male can be a resource to a female too because of protection. Right? And she can accept to be submissive to him because she knows, you know, whether she knows it or not, it's natural for her to be like, okay, there's protection there. There's a benefit to be submissive to the male. Whereas a smaller female, that's just competition for the males.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll get the favorite, you know, or maybe she'll get more of the food or something. So we have something to talk about. You see with male on male a lot. Two male dogs, they want to figure that out over resources. Future resources, maybe not just one right here, right now. Maybe there isn't nothing, but they just still want to figure it out through hunting, so that it's established so they don't kill themselves every time.
And
there's a
even like
resource.
excessively rough play can be a display of dominance.
Yep. Especially, you can see that's called what we usually call bullying. You can the dog's doing that so that
Rickens does this.
they're maintaining and forming and maintaining the hierarchy. They can also do it by grabbing something, and even if it's not something of any value, it could be a stick that they just found. They'll add value to it somehow and then try to guard
Look
it.
what I have.
So that they can enter that hierarchical conversation, so they can maintain or form. They can use it to start in the beginning. Hey, let's talk about this so I can show you who I am. But they'll also keep doing it just to maintain it. And I think the reason why they do it is because the mechanism that drives them to do it is it's pleasurable for a lot of them to do it. You ever notice? It's like this feels good.
Rickens loves it.
Oh, he's never looked more youthful than after he's felt like he's dominated a younger. And you know what he likes the most? Not a young female.
Young males.
A young males, because it's all about higher. It's all about I'm higher up. I get the resources. I get the girls. You know, when it's the girls, he's a little bit more. It's funny. He's a little bit more standoffish. All right, so we're learning a lot about why she might be the way she is, but why she's all right with Capone and overexcited, and with her, she says, especially with me, maybe even arguably the most valuable thing to her right now in this environment is me, because I just showed protection and direction, right? And she says, oh, Clinton, have you seen that? So, good. But look, the space is good. She's growing up, too. Good girl. That's good. All right, very interesting. I won't say 100% safe. That's for sure.
That's the breed, though.
It's in
That's
there.
the breed.
Break.
Good girl.
Come on, honey. Good. She's doing perfect. Sparky's doing her job. Perfect. There he goes.
Pray.
I think it's protection still, or his claiming, but I just wanted to see what she's going to do.
She thinks she thought it was a squirrel for a second?
Possibly. Could be prey too. Could be a little bit of everything, but I felt the tension.
Yeah.
But me separating to see what she did, she walked away, so that's
Yeah.
good. But the only reason she walked away is because she thought, because maybe she wanted to interact with it, give me the first chance to. That's the angle we're going at it for. She's leaving it alone because it's mine first, because of the hierarchy, and she trusts me. Not because she's being necessarily rewarded for not, even though she is. The first line of offense is that she can't step on my resources or potential interactions that I want first. And you can see she's offering it to me out of respect, and then when she's offering me respect, which means she's trying to please me, I say, good girl, good girl, good girl. That's when I let her know, I love what you're doing. That's what's going to create that dynamic where the dog listens for you as an individual. It is relationship based, but because she sees you this way, boy, does this become a lot easier. I have a feeling if I didn't have a relationship with this dog, we would have a problem by now. And I'm talking a mess.
Yep.
Okay, because that was some serious tension.
Yep.
So, the adult mind is starting to come out, even though she's just starting that. Within the next year, she's really going to become probably fully concerned about the things that she's already starting to show signs of, which is protecting her owners and things like this. So, you gotta watch out for that. You want relax there, girl.
You can feel the tenseness
That's
a little
good.
bit.
Look. This is mine. That's good. Yeah. Once she sees it as my family members, that's where, right? Because in her mind, it's me and her. We form that bond. These dogs come in, they're strangers. I'm letting her know these are my dogs. But, so she'll tolerate them. And then it'll become into bonds and they'll enjoy each other more than likely. Last, but I'm just monitoring here. Good. You see how it's starting to smooth out? A little bit starting to accept them. Good girls. I guess I'll go get ready. I wonder if she's gonna mark. She gives me the vibe. She might think it's serious.
There we go. That's a good girl.
She let it happen with him.
She did.
He's naturally physically more capable at this point too, more experienced, where Izzy would probably lose if they had to fight over resources. And that's just kind of, they can read that. The respect's already built into that there. You can see that. Interesting.
And he walks away.
Interesting.
He's like, I got what I needed. She's a female.
And he knows she's off limits because of our relationship.
Yes.
If I was not here and you weren't here, he would
try to
be
hump
all
her.
over her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For
He knows what he's
Now
allowed.
he goes and marks instead.
That's his alternative. Excuse me. It looks good.
It'd be interesting to see what she does to a recall because she's really invested in all these smells and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna get one. Yeah. I'd like her to be able to smell and sniff and feel comfortable, and then we'll get rid of her. I'll do it right here in the yard too. Start. Hey, Gypsy. Come here, babe. Gypsy? Come here, babe. Come here, Gypsy. Hi. Hi, what's up, baby? Hello. What's up, my honey girl? Wow.
See, what I saw this morning is they would start saying her name, like screaming her name, and she'd come running, but then they'd have to quick grab her.
I can't. That's gonna cause some problems. Yes, she is. Plus, how much better is it that she has to come to me and I don't have to do anything?
Yeah.
Mentally,
So much
relationship-wise, it puts you in a powerful position where you don't look desperate and
Yes.
weak. Because if you look that way, they're gonna be like,
Gives you feel weak. You're like, please stay.
And
Come
guess
to
what?
me.
When you're feeling weak, they read that because they're all.
Here's another
feeling some
recall.
emotionals. Come here, honey.
There we go. Good girl.
I gotta let you go. My bad. I didn't release you. My bad, baby. Okay, listen. Break.
Yay.
That's right. Good start. Wow.